What's up, guys? Welcome back to Flipping the Script Fishing. If you like topwater bassing, especially frogging, then stay tuned because we got a treat for you. That one didn't miss it. Check that out. Ripple frog. Telling you, just because it's a little frog don't mean it can't catch big fish. There you go. Check that out. That's a nice one. Beauty. That's what I'm talking about now. Nice fat one too. Look at that. All right, let's get a release of this one. Let's get a release of that one. All right. Beauty. Ripple frog. All right. All right. Beauty. Ouch, got my go. Forgot to let go of my thumb. Alright, that's what I'm talking about. Alright, now it's on the ripple frog on the spicy meatball. Oh. Spicy meatball. Check it out. Little guy, catch big ones. Check it out. Spicy meatball. You said you can't catch fish on a frog in March. This is the Tennessee River. Doggone it, we can do anything. Spicy meatball. Get one. Ripple frog. He catches them. Today I want to introduce you formally to our ripple frog. Copper red baits. We have been making this. We started out with the wave frog, which is your standard size frog. It's comparable to your standard Spro frog, and then we came out with the the tsunami frog, which is this big old thing. Okay, and this thing is absolutely taken off, and your trophy hunters and your tournament anglers really seem to really gravitate towards this guy. And because it won't ruin your mat, it'll get that big fish to come out of that mat. You won't ruin it with some little fish coming up and eating it. However, for your everyday anglers, you want lots of bites. Your pond anglers, all those types of people, some of these frogs can be intimidating. Even your standard frog can be intimidating, or you don't have the heavy gear to throw some of those frogs on. Well, we designed a frog we call the ripple frog. And this is a little guy. Check that out, okay? Check this little guy, this little frog out. Alright, that's spicy meatball. Here's stranded shad. Okay, and here's a popular one, that's purple shad. You can throw this frog on your light equipment, so your spinning rod with 20-pound test braided line. Although I wouldn't suggest throwing it in some really heavy vegetation because that 20-pound test just ain't gonna cut it. However, I designed this frog so that you could throw it on that heavy gear if you wanted to. So you can take this frog and you can throw it on a 7/4 heavy action rod with 65-pound braid line on it. In fact, that's what I throw this on. In these videos, and you see these fish catches, I'm throwing it and bombing it with 65-pound test braided line with a 7.5 heavy action frogging rod. So I'm throwing these little tiny frogs on that heavy equipment. A lot of frogs, all the frogs I know of that are little like this, you can't throw on heavy equipment. Ours you can. So you can take this and you can bomb it just like you would any frog. So how long that cast was? It's a baby. Look, it still got him good. It's a baby, but you see how long that cast was? I want you to see how small this frog is. Look how small that frog is. But I cast it all the way over there and got a fish. Now, that could have just as well been a big fish. I'm telling you, we hit a home run with that little frog right there. Little frog with a big attitude. Now, there are lots of parts of the country where small frogs are the deal. You need to listen up because this frog is awesome. Small frogs also do very well anywhere I've ever fished. In the springtime, you have the spring peepers, which are small frogs, and they come out in the hordes. And this little ripple frog mimics those very well. In the late fall, you have bass really keen in on those little shad, those little tiny shad that are caught up on the matted vegetation or in the weeds. And during that time, this frog does very well, and I think that's why I caught him so well this past fall on our frog. Number two on that. Alright, like I said, this is a cantaloupe color. Look at that, guys. A little frog. Awesome hooks. Nice. That's a good fish there. Alright. Yeah. So what you'll notice with our frog is we fit it with big hooks, okay? So we put the biggest hook that we could get in there, okay? Now, granted, they're still smaller than the tsunami frog, obviously, and the wave frog. However, these are some beefy hooks, and they can pull a big fish out of heavy cover. I kept the weight heavy on these, so this is a 1/4 ounce weight, plus you have the weight of everything else on it, so you can still take this thing and bomb it a good ways. And you'll see on the video with where I'm fishing at Gunnersville. In fact, I'm fishing this exact frog. Okay, you can kind of see how chewed up it is. Okay, this is spicy meatball. All right, and this is what I caught him on down in Gunnersville. God. Oh. God, that was awesome, man. Holy cow. God. Little frog, big fish. Check that out. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look what's in his mouth. Hold on, let me get all that grass out of the way. Look at it. Right down this mouth. That's a ripple frog. Little frog, big fish. Gosh, that feels good. Get it unstuck. There we go. Alright. Check that out. That's a good one. Spicy meatball ripple frog. That's awesome. Or when I started designing this, Obviously, when you add weight to a little frog, you're going to have problems with it sinking. I had to modify this design in order to get it to stay afloat. All right. Now, if you'll notice, it's got a little tubing right here on the hook. Okay. And we also put a hole on the butt end of it. All right. So what that hole does is that when you sling this thing out there, that hole flings that water out, so it empties your frog on a regular basis. Now you could still, squeeze it and that kind of stuff and get the water, all of it out there, which is, I would advise doing that. However, that hole will let that water fling out of there, and this tubing keeps a good seal on there so that the water can't so easily get into the frog. So those modifications allow for this thing to stay afloat. So we did that so you could retrieve this thing very slowly. You could just twitch, pause, twitch, pause, and it will stay afloat for you. That was a good hit. Check that out. Nice healthy fish too. Nice one. That. All right. Ripple frog, man. It's tearing them up today. All right. We have multiple colors. So I think we have 11 colors now. Okay. Of course, we have the spicy meatball, okay? That's that one I was fishing in Garnersville. We have the popular, beautiful color. I love this color. That's that purple shad, okay? It's kind of a brim color, but also has that threadfin shad coloration, but has that stripe, so it really mimics shad and brim very well. I put that orange on the bottom there. It really makes it pop. Anyway, then we have your stranded shad. Now this is the one in the spring, or the fall, in the fall when they're really focusing on those little shad. This one is dynamite. It catches them really well. Here is a cantaloupe. You have the orange on it. Okay, orange, green, and brown. This thing mimics this brim very well. This is the color I was really catching on in this past fall. Look at this. Is the first one I had. Check that out. It's all chewed up. And this, man, they were absolutely annihilating this thing. All right, and then we have smoke. Okay, it's a see-through like gray color with black fleck. Okay, a nice dark color, but it's got a little see-through. So when the fish are looking up at it, sunny day, it gives a little bit different look. It just gets bit. Plain and simple, gets bit. All right, then we have your midnight, which is your black, your white out. Obviously your white. It's got a little bit of red on the lip. And some new colors that we have. Okay, now we don't have them in yet, but we're about to get them in, and it's going to be that dirty rat, which is a killer color down there in Louisiana and East Texas. We can't keep them in stock because they are buying us out, which is great. But we'll have that color available in Ripple Frog and in Tsunami Frog, as well as the Loudmouth edition, which will be out here in a couple weeks. Other than the dirty rat, we have these three colors, which are awesome colors as well. Your bubblegum, okay, so that's your pink. People love that pink color. Here you go, pink all the way through, bottom, top, legs, everything's pink. This is a cool color I really like. I've already gotten bit on this. Fish seem to like it. So we got Magma, which has got a black back and a really red belly. Okay, red belly, black and red legs. And then by popular demand, we added Golden Nugget. Okay, so we didn't have this in the Ripple Frog. We had Wave and Tsunami Golden Nugget, and they were good sellers. Well, now we have it in the Ripple Frog. So that, well, I'm sure will be a good seller, and I'm sure it'll be a fish catcher just like the bigger one is. So make sure you check those out. Look for this package. We got it's got a blue package, and it's with ripples all over it. Ripple frog, So check that out, and make sure to grab a couple, because these things are fish catchers, guys. As you can see in the video. Check it out. It's our new ripple frog. I threw all the other ones and they just wouldn't hit because it's not what they're targeting. They're targeting these little bass, man. Little frog, but awesome hooks. Come on, man, get up there. Man, awesome hooks. For a little frog, that's great. Go. There you got it. There we go. Ripple frog. This is cantaloupe. There we go. All right, so all you guys who have been noticing everybody catching fish on frogs, but have been a little intimidated to use them. Check this ripple frog out. It's a fish catcher. You can fish on light equipment, you can fish on heavy equipment. So if you don't have the heavy equipment and you just want to get your feet wet with frogging, check this little guy out. This will catch fish, get you introduced into frogging, and you can take it from there, because it'll get you bit. You'll catch a lot of fish with it, and you can kind of figure out how to use it and do all that kind of stuff without having to break the bank by buying a rod and line and a reel that will handle it. So this one, you can throw it on anything. You open water guys, the guys that don't have a whole lot of vegetation and that kind of stuff, try this frog out. Trust me, it'll get bit in open water. You can throw it up under docks, you can throw it up under overhanging trees, in laydowns. It comes through all that stuff, so you don't have to worry about where you're throwing it. And it gets bit. Look at that, guys. Those hooks are perfect every time. I actually looked away when he hit. Ripple frog. Alright, for all y'all that have fished our frogs, let me know what you think about them in the comments below. Comment, like, subscribe, obviously. Do all those things. Help us out. Help us grow and get the word out. And let me know what you think about them, because I'm very proud of our product. And I want to get them in as many people's hands as we can. Alright, guys. So check out Copper Red Baits, copperredbaits.com. And check out our Facebook page at Copper Red Baits. And anywhere you see them in stores, pick one up for you. And I'm sure you'll be happy with them. Alright, guys. Well, until next time, tie lines. Little frog with a big attitude.